No, 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 no.
So I've been having way more fun playing in this 2014 tryout duel than I have in playing regular Master Duel. You know, what a shocker, right? And I think I may have broken the format accidentally. It says, yeah, we have yeah. Wow. Well, how much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, yeah, I have a 13 game winning streak right now. I don't think I haven't lost with this deck. Like, this last loss was when I was still playing the loner deck. Okay, I haven't lost with this deck yet. So obviously it's Shaddoll's, and it's not too surprising. We brought up some older Road of the King articles on what the meta was like during OCD at this time, since we're all like filthy TCG players, we don't actually know what happened around this format in Japan. But yeah, apparently the best deck for this meta by far was Shaddoll. There's like it's the most representation out of, like, the other possible decks. So there's, unlike in a TCG, there's no Cleafort, there's no BA at this time. Those were the two main competitors for Shaddoll, and yeah, so you can imagine how Shaddoll, without the two next best decks in the format to challenge it, is running away with the best deck title. And the second best deck after Shaddoll currently is Satellarknight. And let me tell you, the problem with that is that the Satellarknight matchup against Shaddoll is awful. It's like borderline. It feels unwinnable at times. I would say it's like a 70-30 matchup in favor of Shaddoll. So when you have a deck that's far and away better than everything else, and the fact that the second most played deck is a free matchup for you, yeah, honestly, good art Konami, because Konami, maybe they realized this and they didn't. Whoops, loners. Yeah, they didn't make Shaddoll a loner. They could have very easily made Shaddoll a loner instead of these three decks. Because Satellarknight was like the second best deck, and Dragon Lures was the third best deck, and Heroes was awful. I don't know why the hell they just did. This is clearly the worst out of these three decks. But if they could have very easily put Shaddoll as a loner deck, and that honestly, low-key might have ruined this event. It would have been like a lab format 2.0, because thankfully, because Shaddoll is not in a loner, that it's not the most played deck. Because yeah, man, if people kept running into this, I think people would not be as happy running into another pseudo tier 1, tier 0.5 format. But yeah, this is Shaddoll's, and this is, mind you, I'm playing a budget version. This deck could be way better. Look at all these URs here. These are URs that I don't own, that I could be playing to improve this. I'm only running one of each fusion. Even having one of each fusion, it's fine. And because the main thing about not having multiple fusions is that I can't run Super Poly, which by the way is at 3. Super Poly at 3 with Shaddoll legal. Another reason why this deck is so dominant. But yeah, since I only have one of each of these UR Shaddolls, I can't run Super Poly, because if I use Super Poly then my entire deck is dead and my Shadow Fusions are dead for the remainder of the game. So yeah, I can't be doing that. But yeah, the fact that a cheap build with only two, these are the only two URs needed for this kind of build, and it still works. I mean, it more than works. This is like, I haven't lost this deck yet. And yeah, so the Shaddoll lineup is 3 Beast. Beast is the best card. Like, this is honestly your winning condition. Your winning condition is not even really, at least for the way this build is. I don't win games off of the Shaddoll fusions that often. I win games off of tribute setting Shaddoll Beast and flip summoning Shaddoll Beast. Flip summoning Shaddoll Beast is you draw 2 cards, you discard 1 card. That's basically a +2, because the card you discard is always going to give you advantage. You resolve this, you should win the game. And yeah, this is kind of this is like a Patrick Hoban's Shaddoll Lightsworn build that I just adapted to this format. 3 Squamato, 3 Beast, because I always want a Shaddoll Beast I want to hit a Shaddoll Beast every turn. You know, free draw, free advantage every turn. That, I mean, seems really good. And then, you know, you have Dragon is spell trap removal. By the way, if you're wondering how this deck outbeats Dark Law, okay, you set Shaddoll Squamata, you set Shaddoll Dragon. Okay, there, your Dark Law is outed. Nice deck, bro. Yeah, this destroys the monster, and this returns a target monster, any card to their hand. Doesn't even have to be a monster. Wow, you can target back row too, so even more broken. And one Hedgehog, one Falco. As you know, the logic is that this deck is not reliant on Shaddoll Fusion as much. I mean, I can't rely on fusions because I don't have that many fusions. So like having Hedgehog giving me like multiple Shaddoll fusions in hand doesn't really help my deck if I can really realistically only resolve fusion like once, maybe twice a game. So yeah, instead this more often will be sent to the grave to search Beast, and then you do the classic play. A lot of people. I've been destroying Shaddoll mirror matches because people don't know how to do this, but you're supposed to Shaddoll Fusion for a construct, you know, get your advantage, send a Hedgehog at Shaddoll Beast, tribute summon the beast set the beast over the construct. That way you no longer control an extra monster. So then their Shaddoll Fusion doesn't they can't Shaddoll Fusion like a branded fusion, then they can't fuse from deck, they have to fuse directly from hand. That's how you're supposed to play the mirror match, okay? People don't know that, so I've been destroying mirror matches because people just love leaving their Shaddoll construct on the field, and then I activate Shaddoll Fusion for free, and it's like, thank you for the free value. And yeah, and then Shaddoll Falco, this is a tuner. This card's not actually that great. Like, it takes so much setup. You need this, and you need another Shaddoll monster engrave to actually get value out of this. So, ideally, Beast, you want to revive Beast, but then this also has to live, because, you know, it's slow, and if this gets popped before it gets flipped up, it just summons itself back, and then you can't do anything with, like, yeah, the one Falco, it's nice. If you don't want to see Falco as your only Shaddoll monster, that's terrible. That's why it's only out of 1 of. And yeah, the main engine we're running is the Lightsworn engine. The Lightsworn engine, there's people that are running Mathematician. I think the Lightsworn engine is actually way more explosive, because you get to mill 4 cards on your turn 1. So Mathematician, you know, guarantees you send Beast, guarantees you send Squamata, you know, to get the 1 draw, but that's it. That's like its capped value. Okay, Raiden can get you so much more. It gets you like a +4, it gets you multiple Shaddoll names into the grave, and importantly, unlike Mathematician, this is a level 4 and it's a tuner, so this gives you access to level 8 synchros, and it gives you access to easy rank 4 plays. And then Lila is just there. Again, I don't own a Charge of the Light Brigade. Like, that's how bootleg this deck is. I don't even own a fucking Charge of the Light Brigade. Obviously, you would play it, but I have a Rhoda instead, and it's fine. Every time I open Raiden and I resolve Raiden, I basically win the game. So, and yeah, to take advantage of the fact that this deck is milling a lot more, you have Chaos monsters, you have Darkon Dragon, and you have you know, the baby dragons that are unlimited in this format. Like, that's a thing I've noticed, that people that don't run this package, that don't run the Lightsworns, their Shaddoll decks are hella slow. You know, their turn 1s are like setting a monster and passing, or they're like normally Mathematician, send Beast, draw 1, and that's it. Like, that's really slow. Like me, by turn 2, by turn 3, I will have full setup for Chaos Sorcerer, full setup for Dark Arm, and I can summon multiple white and black dragons because my grave is already filled up. They actually just don't do anything. Like, I steamrolled every Shaddoll mirror match because my deck is so much faster. By the way, that Dark Arm Dragon is at 2. By the way, also no Eclipse Wyvern. If for some reason you have Eclipse Wyvern, or you just want to make a new account for this format just to enjoy it, and then you have all access to all of the URs, then yeah, you would obviously play Eclipse Wyvern to search Dark Arm Dragon. I can't believe like that was a thing that you could do. Why did they have 2 Dark Arm Dragon this time? Okay, whatever. Yeah, Pot of Avarice is also legal. This card was also banned in TCG at this time. Oh yeah, we got Allure, because, you know, every Shaddoll is a dark monster, and Foolish Burial, it's obvious Shaddoll Fusion, and then the trap lineup is the trap lineup is the reason why this deck is so good. So for number 1, Compulse, again, in the TCG, Compulse was limited at the time, and honestly, this card is the best trap card in the entire game. This outs every single monster in the format. This outs every Stellar Knight Exceeds. This outs Shaddoll Fusions without giving any value, because these only get value if they go to the grave, but if you just Compulse them back, it's gone. It outs Dark Law. It outs every threatening thing. This card is actually crazy, and probably rightly limited by the TC at the time. And Shadow Games and Burst Rebirth. So first, Shadow Games. This is like honestly the reason why this deck is so good. Have you ever heard of what's that card called? W Nebula Meteorite for Worms? Jesus Christ, how much do I have to type? Yeah, W Nebula Meteorite. If you read this card, this is the most insane card in the entire game. If triggers your flip effect monster, it draws cards, it summons monsters, but unfortunately, you have to play this in Worms, which is awful. A terrible deck. This one card cannot save it. Sinister Shadow Games. This is basically W Nebula Meteorite, one of the strongest trap cards ever printed, except it's attached to a good archetype. That's a good deck, and look what happens. So like Shaddoll is like a flip archetype, but this card takes away all the weaknesses of being a flip effect and turns them into like a positive. Since now you get to flip your monsters during your opponent's turn. So you get these flip effects, the destruction effect, the bounce effects, you get to use them as interruptions during your opponent's turn. It's a wild concept. Also, this is just another Foolish Burial, and it gets you another plus that way. So resolving Sinister Shadow Game should be a +1 every time. This card is crazy. And Burst Rebirth, you notice I'm not running Soul Charge. So admittedly, if I own all of these URs, Soul Charge would get a lot better. But because I don't, Burst Rebirth is actually way better than Soul Charge in this deck, since it summons the monster back in face down defense position, which means that you get to trigger all of your Shaddoll monsters. Namely, you want a Burst Rebirth Beast. Okay, Burst Rebirth Shaddoll Beast is insane. Like imagine you go turn 1 Raiden, mill Beast, draw a card, set Burst Rebirth, end phase, Burst Rebirth, revive Beast, your turn, flip Beast, draw 2 more cards, discard 1. You drew 3 cards in like 1 turn cycle. It's basically Runic Fountain. Like that's crazy. And obviously you can get other stuff like Falco, set another, like revive Falco, set another one, use the Falco as a tuner like it was intended, you know. And this works insanely well with Sinister Shadow Games. You don't even have to mill these, because you can go Shadow Games, dump like a beast, and then Burst Rebirth, revive the beast. You can go Chainlink 1 Sinister Shadow Games, Chainlink 2 Burst Rebirth on any of your Shaddoll monsters, you know, like a Squamata. The Burst Rebirth will summon the Squamata back, then the Sinister Shadow Games will resolve, and then it'll send a Shaddoll and it'll flip the Squamata that you just summoned back off the Rebirth in the same chain. That way you play around removal, they can't even compulse your monster to play around the Shadow Games. Like that's crazy. This is like your power card. This is like honestly one of the biggest swings you can make in your deck. So yeah, this is my build. And the X deck, because I only own one of each, so that's why we're playing this. Again, you only really, honestly, you don't even need Winda. If you only have a Construct for some reason, but no Winda, I don't know, like, what kind of account would be in that situation, but this is all you need, just one kind of Construct, and you can just play your Shaddoll Fusion, and it's completely fine. And then, like, you know, there's generic, Psyhemia, this is the best level 6 Synchro, a bunch of level 7 Synchros, Arknight Magician, all of these are Spellcasters, that's why you can make Arknight. That's crazy. This is so much better than Black Rose. And then we have Moonlight Rose Dragon, which was legal at this time, and this is like it bounces monsters, so this, unlike Black Rose, this counters Shaddoll fusions because it sends them back to the extra deck. And also it's an interruption. If your opponent wants to Shaddoll fusion while this is on the field, yeah, they're gonna summon their construct, and then this is immediately gonna put the construct back in their extra deck. And yeah, then a bunch of level 8 synchros. Again, if you have Thought Ruler and Scrap Dragon, these are really crazy, but I don't. So, Dark End, Stardust Dragon beats Construct. Crimson Blader, this is like the most insane card in the extra deck. You resolve Crimson Blader against the mirror match or against Dragon Rulers, it's game. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is just the field nuke. Leo, because it's the only good level 10. I wouldn't even say it's good, there's no BA, but this is like the only level 10 single worth making in this entire format, so. Yeah, Raiden plus Chaos Sorcerer. When a Chaos Sorcerer uses effect, you want to push for more damage. Yeah, I'd make this. Then rank 4 Exceeds. These are like the best ones I own. Honor Arc, Exciton, Giant Hand, Black Ship of Corn. This card is clutch because I don't own a Castel, so this is my only way to deal with defense position monsters. And then Dweller, absolutely cracked in the mirror match. And yeah, if you own all of these options, like if you have Shockmaster, if you have Augusto Emerald, if you have Lavolvo Chain, which is legal, and you have Castel, you should play Soul Charge, probably over the Burst Reaper, because Soul Charge I don't really have much payoff for Soul Charge, that's why I don't really get anything out of it. I just summon a bunch of monsters back, but I can't make anything with them. But if you have Castell with Soul Charge is crazy, because one, this is like the best removal, obviously, but it has a second effect where you can detach one and then set one of your monsters. So you would revive 2 level 4s plus the Shaddoll Beast, make Castell, set the Shaddoll Beast, and now you're gonna threaten to draw 2 whenever this gets flipped up. So yeah, that makes Soul Charge a lot better. Obviously, like Gusto Emerald and Chain with Soul Charge is a lot better as well. Also, Vanity's Emptiness, if you somehow still own Vanity's Emptiness plus Stardust Spark Dragon, or plus Key Beetle is like this is the win condition. This is like, honestly, playing Vanity's Emptiness probably ruins the Final format for me, because anytime I draw this would be a complete blowout in every matchup. It's not even fair. Speaking of not fair, Maxi. I'm not running Maxi because honestly Maxi isn't that good against Shaddoll, which is the best deck in the format. It's good against the loner decks, but I don't need Maxi to beat the loner decks, okay? If I want to cheese a bunch of lower powered decks with Maxi, I would just make a new account and play in plat. Okay, I don't find that part of the game enjoyable. Okay, I don't want to just cheese games off of Maxi and like Vanity's Emptiness. Okay, I'm playing this format because I want to play this format, not because I want to win like some kind of high stakes tournament or anything with this. But yeah, there's other light engines you could run. So the way Shaddoll was built at this time is basically just a similar Shaddoll core, and then people would just jam in whatever secondary light engine there was. So I personally think Lightsworn is one of the best, but people also ran, because this was legal, this is probably the next best, if not the best, light engine, which is the Star Seraphs, the stick chair, because drawing Scepter plus Sovereignty is an FTK. It's literally like resolving the Fusion Substitute Zodiac combo, because you literally summon Sovereignty twice, you draw 2 cards, you make a rank 4, which is probably, if you go turn 1, honestly, you can make like a Luminite. Like, imagine you draw 2 cards, you go to Luminite, you draw another card. You literally draw 3 cards on your turn 1 with the Star Seraphs. That's insane. You also make Delteros, so you have removal as well. By the way, this has an effect where your opponent can't respond when you normal or special summon, so this is like a branded loss. They were printing those cards way back, those types of cards way back in 2024. So yeah, the Star Seraph engine is like the one, it's the Shaddoll build that performed the best historically in the OCG, and it's probably the best option. But to do this, you need all of the good rank 4 XYZs, and I don't own all the good rank 4 XYZs. Like so many rank 4 XYZs are URs at this time. Like I don't own Ouroboros, I don't own Divine Sigma. These are both 3 material rank 4s that would greatly increase the power level of Star Seraphs. Again, I don't have Shockmaster. These are like the best 3, besides Delteros, these are the best 3 material rank 4s, and they're all UR, so I don't have access to any of these. So the Star Seraph engine is not as good for me as it would be for people who do own them. I mean, yeah, man, I'll just show you how crazy this deck is. So first off, my boy Solaris, I'm sorry I had to do this to you. You were playing the loner deck, and it's honestly, it's not even fair. You know, they go Dragon Shrine turn 1 and Eclipse Wyvern, so you should send Blue Eyes at all times if you activate Dragon Shrine. It's just a free, you don't want the Blue Eyes in your deck. You want the Blue Eyes in your grave so you could banish them for Dragon Rulers. That's why Dragon Shrine is so good. So yeah, banish the Red Eyes, then set, and this hand is a bit slow, so I normal summon Raiden, and it gets Breakthrough skilled. So yeah, I didn't draw Shadow Games, unfortunately. If you draw Shadow Games with Birth's Rebirth, that's like an FTK. But yeah, Breakthrough skill is really good because it stops both my milling. And I suspected that you would set Breakthrough or the Redragon. Everyone loves setting the Redragon. And yeah, end phase I can't mill. So yeah, if this resolved, this game was over like straight up. Because I had the Collapse Renardi in hand. And I get a normal summon Card Trooper, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get you milling, so I'm gonna pounce that back to hand. And they already drew the Redox, so Shema, joke's on me. And they summon back the Redox. Okay, so realistically, you should summon back the Card Trooper. You really want to get the mill off. Like, if you summon back Card Trooper, mill 3, attack over my Raiden, that would have put me in like a bit of an awkward position, because then I wouldn't have any engine going. But instead, you go into Star Eater, so it's okay. Like, it does more damage, and it's safe. You know, it plays around the prison, I suppose. But the problem is you couldn't make any more plays beyond that, and your grave isn't super set up. So not that it would matter, because watch this. I'm gonna end phase burst rebirth off of 1 burst rebirth, by the way. Summon back the Raiden, and okay, my turn. I draw a Shaddoll fusion. That was an insane draw. That's another reason why I guess they didn't know I was on Shaddoll, because all I did was summon Raiden, so I guess it's fair. But yeah, they left an extra monster on the field, and I top decked this. I didn't even really need to top that deck, I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I'm gonna flip Raiden, mill a Schemata. Schemata's gonna send B. I'm gonna draw another card, drop. Bro, every card in this deck is so broken. Then I'm gonna Shaddoll fusion, send the Falco and the Lila. And honestly, I didn't even need to do that. I could have just, honestly, even if I didn't have an extra monster, I could have just sent materials from my hand and just fused the Raiden. It would have been okay too. But yeah, now I get the construct of it. I'm gonna get the Falco effect, and anytime Shaddoll fusion resolves while your opponent has an extra deck monster, the game is basically over. And then you send the Hedgehog. I just add a Shaddoll Dragon because I already have a beast in hand. Special Collapse Serpent. These two are gonna make Dark and Dragon. I'm gonna get the Wyvern Burster to my hand. Send the Star Eater, special Wyvern Bursters, normal summon Shaddoll Dragon, and it's. I didn't even use Pot of Avarice. I didn't even need to draw. I didn't even need to Pot of Greed. It's not. Yeah, off of a single burst rebirth. That was yeah. Yep. Alright, so here we're playing the mirror match, and this really shows like the difference in the Shaddoll builds, and why I think this build of the Lightsworns is so much better than the way other people are building Shaddolls. So yeah, you see, they're playing Shadolls, they set 1. Nice play. Alright, so my turn goes. I'm gonna normal summon Raiden, uses the effect to mill a beast, draw a card. Draw into Wyvern Burster, banish the beast, special the Wyvern Burster, and then use Shaddoll Fusion, 1 the Wyvern Burster plus the Falco to summon the Construct. Construct effect, Falco effect, and then Wyvern Burster effect, add the Collapse Serpent, and then special back the Falco, and then Construct's gonna send Schemata. Schemata's gonna send Hedgehog, and Hedgehog's gonna add a Shaddoll Beast. Then I'm gonna activate a Lure of Darkness, draw 2, draw another Shaddoll Beast, banish the other Shaddoll Beast, and special the Collapse Serpent. Look at the difference in turn 1 plays, okay? Look at their turn 1, look at their first turn, and look at my first turn, okay? Yeah, the fucking Lightsworn Raiden is a crazy cracked card. Thank you, Patrick Hoban, for showing everyone in North America how good this card is in Shaddoll. Well, yeah, I'm gonna enter battle phase, and it's a Hedgehog. So this may look kind of bad, because now they added Shaddoll Fusion, and admittedly, I didn't play around the mirror match as well as I should have. I didn't do the Shaddoll Beast play because I didn't have the Shaddoll. Basically, I already normal summoned, so I can't take the Shaddoll Construct off the field. And then they just added Shaddoll Fusion. But yeah, I'm gonna attack, and we're gonna attack for 17. Main phase 2, though, we can just make Dweller, and Dweller does a good job of countering Shaddoll Fusion if you can't get the Shaddoll Construct off the field. Because now, even if they fuse from deck, they're not gonna get any value out of it. So yeah. Dweller honestly should have waited on Dweller. Should have just waited for him to activate Shaddoll Fusion. So that way they didn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're just going to Shaddoll Fusion anyways. Send 2, special the Construct, and then they don't get any value out of this. They're going to enter battle phase. We're going to compulse back the Construct, and they're basically dead if they don't make any other push. And what a push that is. They go Black Litter Soldier, banish my Shaddoll Construct. And against any other Shaddoll deck, this would be a bit devastating because if I had lost access to Construct, and I only run 1 Construct, other Shaddoll decks would fold. But this Shaddoll deck doesn't care, okay? Construct is just an engine piece. It's not the win condition of the deck. It gets up my grave going, it gets me my advantage engine going, but I don't need to rely on Construct to win the game. Because I have Burst Rebirth. Burst Rebirth, I can just set the Schemata. That's a nice BLS you got there. Anyway, go to my turn. Draw Darkhound Dragon. Look, another win condition. Flip Schemata, pop the BLS, flip Falco, set the Hedgehog, and then normal summon Raiden, mill another 2, mill a Shaddoll, mill a Dark Monster, that's just what I needed. Synchro into Crimson Blader, use Dweller, and then what that's 3 Darks, that's Darkhound Dragon, yeah. I never needed a Construct to win the game. This deck has so many win conditions, I don't even need to rely on Shaddoll Fusion. That's why this build is so, like, in my opinion, this build is so much more cracked than like the standard Shaddoll build people have been playing around. And then they're gonna, it's a Raikou, they can't pop anything. If they pop the Crimson Blader and not get its effect off, then they lose the damage on board. If they pop my Darkon Dragon, then they're floodgated out of the game for the next turn. So yeah, this, yeah, man, I love playing this deck in this format. So this is another prime example of why I think I personally have the best Shaddoll build. So we're playing another mirror match, and you're gonna see what I mean by this. So I'm gonna add Raiden, obviously normal summon Raiden, mill 2, mill bubble Shaddoll Fusion. Sick, right? And imagine I was playing a normal Shaddoll deck. I would be devastated, okay? But instead I'm just gonna send Squamata send Beast, draw a card, and then I draw double combos. And then end phase I'm gonna mill 2, and then mill a Hedgehog, and Hedgehog's gonna add a Beast. So it was a bit of a whiff, but still, this is a decent opening. I still have a Raiden applying pressure, and my opponent's gonna set 4. In case you're wondering, they're playing Artifact. I think Artifact, if you're not playing Lightsworn Shaddoll, you should be playing Star Seraph Shaddoll, because that's the only way you compete with this deck. If you're playing slow at set 4 Artifact, that it's not gonna work out for you. So my turn, right? Because they left the Raiden on field, they couldn't deal with this. I get to mill another 2. Free Mally. By the way, that's all 3 Shaddoll Fusions, okay? Do I care? Not one bit. I have 0 way to recur the Shaddoll Fusions. But again, I don't. This deck doesn't rely on Shaddoll Fusion. Okay, I can perfectly fluent about it. So we're gonna pop a card, pop their Solemn Judgment. That was a lucky hit. Not gonna lie. Then I'm gonna pot of Avarice back 5 of these Shaddoll monsters. Draw another 2 cards. Draw a Burst, Rebirth, attack, and then main phase 2. I'm gonna set Squamata, and I'm gonna set Burst, Rebirth, and then I'm gonna mill another 2. Mill another Shaddoll name in a Falco. This Raiden has gotten me a +3 so far. Okay, it's milled 3 different Shaddoll names. I've gotten +3 off of a single Raiden because they couldn't deal with this, and it's only turn 3 in 2014. And now I have a Burst Rebirth setup, which I don't have anything to get the Burst Rebirth, I'm gonna be honest, because my opponent hasn't done anything. They haven't done anything threatening to me yet. So they're gonna double Cyclone, pop my Burst Rebirth, and then they're gonna change Shadow Game. So finally, at the end of turn 3, they finally have Engine. Okay, look how far behind they are. Even though I have no access to Shaddoll Fusion, like I don't even care that at all that I don't have the Shaddoll Fusion. So they're gonna send Squamata, and then they're gonna send off the Squamata. They're gonna send a Hedgehog. Hedgehog is gonna add Falco, which, you know, I don't care if you add Falco. But if you set Falco, boy, that is not good for them. And they set Falco. Yeah, compulse that away. Bye-bye, and then it passes back to me. And here I'm gonna Raiden again, hit the Shaddoll Dragon, this Raiden has gone +4. I've gotten a +4 off of this Raiden, because my opponents, they're playing with their slow-ass Shaddoll build, they could not get the Raiden off the field. Look how much value this gave me. If this was a mathematician, I would have gotten a +1 off it, and then that would have been it. But no, this card's crazy. We're gonna compulse back my Squamata, like I care. So because I milled a Shaddoll Dragon, I get to sack the Beast, sack the Falco, I think, so that it goes to the grave. Now I have 3 Darks and I have a Dark Arm. So yeah, never needed a fucking Shaddoll Fusion. The fact that I didn't have Shaddoll Fusion as a crutch, honestly, probably made it better for me, because their one way to come back from that position was to activate a Shaddoll Fusion while I had an extra monster out on the field. But because I didn't have any fusions left, I basically didn't really have an opportunity to even do that for them. So yeah, I just Raiden Dark Arm beatdown. Like no Shaddoll construct, no Shaddoll window required. So here's a game finally against a non-Shaddoll opponent, and this hand is kind of bad. Speaking of bad hands, I forgot my opponent actually passed, so we both have kind of bad hands. You might be thinking, this hand, what's so bad about this hand? Well, this hand does not contain a Raiden. That's what makes it bad. So obviously I'm going to Squamata dump Beast, trying to sack into a Raiden, and I don't. So my best play is normal summon Shaddoll Dragon and then set 2. You see why why having the secondary engine with the Lightsworn is so important? If I don't open Raiden, my opening looks like this. It's so much weaker. I would need a Shadow Games to get going, which I also didn't draw a Shadow Game. So I don't really have much going on. No, I do have a Burst Rebirth on a Beast. So at at the very least, we still have this. This is why Burst Rebirth is crazy, because now I can threaten to draw 2 and discard 1 on the next turn. So it's still okay, but it's a lot slower because I didn't open it right. And my opponent has Temperance. I know what Temperance does. I played against Spellbook. They're gonna try and summon the level 7, the big booty spellcaster from their deck, and I'm gonna try to compulse away before the wisdom resolves. And of course, they draw the double wisdom. You know, it's always the second wisdom that gets you, and I got kind of cooked by that. So now we're gonna go Temperance resolves. Now they can summon out the High Priestess from deck. High Priestess. They're gonna pop my back row, and I'm gonna chain Burst Rebirth on the Shaddoll Beast, and they're gonna Maxi. Very nice Maxi. This is why Maxi sucks this format, by the way. Very cool Upstart Goblin you got right there. A very conditional Upstart Goblin. So yeah, I'm gonna get the Beast back, and then that's it. We're gonna enter battle phase, attack over the Shaddoll Dragon, and then main phase 2, set 2. And it passes back to me, and they don't have an out to this Beast. Because they would have compulsed with the quickness if they had it, but because they don't, this is like why I say the Shaddoll Beast is like the main win condition of your deck, because when this resolves against any non-Shaddoll deck, the game is already over. So I'm going to flip Shaddoll Beast, I'm going to draw 2, discard Skamata, and I don't use Skamata's effect actually. I could have very easily went Skamata, stump Dragon pop another back row, and I would have won the game that way, but I have a Dark Arm Dragon in hand, and I want to maintain Dark Count. So I'm going to normal summon Lila, and pop one their back row, nice bluff, special Dark Arm. They're going to use Spellbook of Fate, and they only have 2 removes, they have to book it, and yeah, I said 2. I mean, that's not gonna save them. It saved them from living, like they live to the next turn. But it's in reality that's not gonna save them, because end phase Lila mill 3 didn't hit anything, doesn't matter. I have a Sinister Shadow Games that compulse stuff. Like what are you gonna do, right? On before they enter main phase, I'm gonna compulse the High Priestess back to their hand, because they have to reveal 3 Spellbook cards to special summon it, and they only have 2 other cards in hand, so they actually can't summon back the High Priest, so that's very funny. And then end phase, you know, I'm gonna go Shadow Games, dump my last copy of Beast, draw a card, draw another Shadow Games, very funny. You know, my turn, normal summon, because Lila can't change its battle position until the end of this turn, I'm gonna sacrifice the Beast, and I got double Beast, plus Dark Arm Dragon control, plus the Shaddoll Fusion in hand, just in case. I could have also used the Shaddoll Fusion instead of sacrifice the Lila. But that would have been a little too BM. The game was already over for like 3 turns at that point. So this is not me playing Shaddolls, but this is I need to show you how hard it is to win against Shaddolls with the Satellarknight matchup. I mean, how many things have to go right for me to actually win this matchup. My opponent is not even playing a good version of Shaddoll, by the way, because they're not playing the Lightsworn stuff and they're not playing Star Seraphs, which are the best 2 light engines. So even against a suboptimal Shaddoll build, and what I have to do, it's like insane. So I'm gonna summon Vega, special Unuk to send the Deneb, and then enter battle phase. Because it's very hard to set up a good turn 1 play without drawing Stick Chair. The only really way to put this matchup in your favor is drawing both Scepter plus Sovereignty, like turn 1. That's like the only real way you're gonna pull ahead. And then I'm gonna set this. I could have normal summoned Star Seraph, and then it would have made my Soul Charge better, but I needed to set the Nova and make the Nova live, because I felt like I needed to, you know, actually live to the next turn. And my opponent is going to set a card and then go Super Poly. That's another reason why this matchup blows, okay? Super Poly, any Shaddoll monster, plus one of my monsters going into a construct, that's disgusting. That's terrible. I didn't even play Super Poly in my build, because I don't have enough constructs. But the fact that this is a play you can do, just I don't see how people like seriously consider taking Teller to tournaments when Shaddoll was the best deck. Like, this just seems terrible. And then yeah, now they're obviously gonna use Conjure and they're gonna use Skamata, and I have to use Nova now because I know they're just gonna send Shaddoll Dragon off the Skamata and then pop my Nova anyways. So like, I might as well just keep their grave lighter, I suppose. I don't know why. I don't get to draw off the Nova because I'm negating a card in grave, so that's fantastic. I love that for me. I just went -2. Sick. And then the Falco comes back, and yeah, now they're gonna punch me in the face. This is already a terrible position. This is the only reason I won the game, okay? The only reason I won the game is because I hard drew Soul Charge, okay? Like dead ass, this is the only reason I could do anything. I Soul Charged for 3, okay? Soul Charging for 3. This is the only reason I can win the game. Like goddamn. And then you know the Neb and the Alnok chain block against Ash. I don't know why I need to do that because Ash doesn't exist. Get Altair, summon Scepter, add Sovereignty, and here we go into Ouroboros, and then the Scepter effect is gonna pop the Beast. I'm gonna draw a card, and the Beast comes back, and then I'm gonna use Ouroboros effect, and then they're gonna Valor this. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That again, that sucks. If they have a Shaddoll Fusion in hand, I lose because I have an Ouroboros on the field that I can't get rid of. And okay, I actually don't lose because I'd have to Nova, but they would have to play around the Nova. I don't know if they do. And yeah, I'm gonna set 2. And Chalice is actually very good because Chalice actually any point I can attack into the Shaddoll Falco and then flip Chalice in a damage step and then negate the Falco. But yeah, this is what happens. Okay, so they misplay very heavily. They flip Falco, use his effect, and I'm gonna alpha it. That is a blowout in my opinion. That's a huge misplay. So this is what happens. Okay, the Falco gets destroyed, and I draw a card and it gets negated. They don't get the Falco back. Why? Because Shaddoll monsters are only one effect that turn. Because they activated Falco's effect, the special summon back, they can't use Falco's effect when it gets destroyed into the grave. Which means that their Falco is gone. So thank you. And now they're going to enter Battle Phase Shaddoll Construct, wins combat against every one of my monsters. I'm still not in a super winning position, but now I'm going to Altair summon back the Neb, and then the Neb summon back, add another Altair for next turn. Enter, I'm going to go into Silent Honor Arc, and I'm going to Honor Arc of the Construct. I could have Castelled, but I figured Castell might be useful later on, and they don't have a Shaddoll spell and Trap Engrave, so I don't have to worry about the Construct getting value even if my Honor Arc dies. And yeah, so Satellarknight, when you use Altair's effect, you can't attack with anything but Tellarknight monsters, which there is no 2 material Tellarknight rank 4, by the way. The only one are 3 materials, so I couldn't, if you don't get to a rank 3, you can't even really attack the turn you activate Altair, because this card's balanced apparently. But yeah, I have Judgment set. They're going to do Shadow Games send Falco. I don't know people's obsession with Falco. Falco is not that great. When you're behind, okay, you shouldn't be trying to do Falco and setting Falco. Okay, that's not gonna get you back in the game. Especially since now they're gonna Monster Reborn, target my Ouroboros, and this is gonna be a blowout. This is the one time Torrential Tribute is good. Because now I get to pop everything, and then they don't get their Falco back because they use the Falco effect off the Shadow Games, and yeah, and then my turn. Finally, the game is in my favor. I'm gonna, reinforcing the army, which is gonna get a Deneb, and yeah, it took my opponent misplaying like multiple times, and me drawing the most insane cards in my deck, including a Soul Charge, and resolving it in order to win the game in this matchup. Like this, I know I won, but like this isn't that was rough. Okay, at any point I could have easily lost. So yeah, that's the deck that I've been ravaging this event with, and we still got 2 more days of this event. So I'm gonna be playing this event further, but I'm not gonna be just playing this deck the entire time as well. There's other decks I've been looking at building that I own a couple URs for that are relatively cheap otherwise. But yeah, let me know what you guys have been playing this event, or if you guys are interested in playing this build yourself if you didn't know about it already. Because this event's fun. I wish we would get time travel events like this for more than 3 days, because I'm sure Konami's like their analytics show that the play rate of this event is much higher than it is for other duel trials and even other real events, and frankly maybe even more than latter, honestly, because it's the end of the month. But let me know what decks you guys are interested in or have been playing this event, and if you guys have been enjoying this, which obviously I have. So